that dynamic gets a bit dicey because then he's in a position of leadership over her. So how does she communicate and instruct him or help him or guide him when he's making these mistakes? He might have been a guy come from the streets, or maybe he's, he's still following his rap career. He just converted over to be a Muslim, but he wants to be a rapper and wants to hang out in these crowds and go to the club. And the woman, she's a traditional, Muslim lady, and she's trying to figure out how she can communicate that to her spouse to get them to kind of get on track. So those type of dynamics versus the other way around, where it's a young lady or female convert, and then the man, he's already in that position of authority and he's trying to talk to her. So there's two different dynamics going on there. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, and you'll see so many different examples. As far as marrying revert marriages, we'll say, or convert marriages. And the one situation you mentioned where like the guy's the revert, and the lady's been the Muslim for all her life and she knows more about Islam. You'll see a lot in those situations where the lady is used to being the authority, right? And the husband's going to her like, okay, well, how do I do this Islamically? How do I do this? Well, how do I pray? And she's into it like a teacher leadership position. And then sometimes there's a situation where now the husband finally gets up to speed and he starts actually knowing a little bit more, getting his knowledge up, and then realizing his role as a husband. And now he starts actually trying to become the authority, and now they butt heads. Because she was used to being the leader, used to being the authority, used to being able to say, no, Islam says this, do this or do that. And then
I've seen this play out quite a few times, you know what I'm saying? And them situations get rough, they get rough. It's not like it's just a deal breaker and they can't recover. I've seen a couple that did survive the test of time, but for the most part, it gets really interesting because the woman, like you said, she's in that position. And it's hard for her to then come down as the man excels up and he's starting to do his thing.